Hi everyone, in this video I am doing a get ready thing, making a face like this. If you would like to watch how I obtained this face, please stick around. It's a bit of a rambly chatty one, but you might be interested in that. I don't know. So if you would like to see, if you are interested in what I might ramble about, and if you want to see the face and how this happened, stick around, keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start with eye primer. This is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Eyeshadow Base, which I've been using because I ran out of Urban Decay and I just hadn't, wherever I was, I couldn't find the Urban Decay one, or I forgot and I saw this and it was cheaper or whatever, and it's actually really very nice for something that costs half as much as the Urban Decay one. It's great. It does the job, shadow lasts longer, all that kind of thing. So yeah, for lack of the Urban Decay one, I've been using this and it's great. I also really like the NARS one, but that's more expensive than the Urban Decay one, so price wise this is what I'm using at the moment. My plan for this is actually I'm going to use a bunch of stuff that isn't new. So for example, the eyeshadow palette that I pulled out of the palette graveyard that I have is this. So this is last year's, this is 2018's Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. So it was their holiday palette from last year. Do I have something I can put over the mirror? Yes, I do. Okay, so that's what it looks like. There is a new version of this that's come out this year, which I think is called the Extra Spicy palette, and it has a couple of different colours, but it's it's a variation on a theme. I quite liked this when I bought it last year, but I just didn't use it that much, and so I decided I would pull it out. I think you can still get it. I'm fairly sure Debenham still have it, so I think you can still get it. I also kind of thought that, you know, no, I'm not doing this as a look for someone to recreate, really. I mean, you could. This is really for me to just, I don't know, I don't often do this type of video, and it's a good opportunity to kind of chat and, you know, all that stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I have, and then I have like a bin of other stuff that I just kind of pulled from various, you know, boxes and stuff over there. So I'm going to do eyes first. I think it isn't, I know lots of people do it that way. It's not how I always do it, it's just how I'm going to do it now because I have the palette in my hand. And I'm going to start with, why can I not coordinate myself? There's a colour in this top corner called Powdered Sugar, which is basically like a matte kind of cream shade, and I'm just going to go all over the base to just kind of set it before I put anything else on top. That is the plan. And so, as you've probably noticed, I haven't been around that much. I haven't made videos for a little while. I set myself a goal at the beginning of the year that I was going to make one video a week, and then I kind of encountered what I always encounter. So I start off with these great intentions of, oh, sorry, that's really weird. So I start off with these great intentions that I'm gonna make a video every week and I'm really gonna put some effort into the channel and blah blah blah. And then what happens is I get caught up in a bunch of different things, really. Essentially a comparison. Just to actually follow this through, there's a shade here which is called Looky at My Cookie. I'm gonna use that, even though I hate the name. So what happens is, as I was saying, I get caught up in comparison and in looking at other people's channels, and I'm not even comparing apples with apples. That's the real stupid thing of it, because the channels that I'm looking at are, you know, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 subscriber channels. And so of course those channels are different to mine. Of course they are. You know, they are, and people are all different, obviously. But I do that thing and it's like I kind of look at stuff and go, yeah, but I could never do that. Which is just so stupid, because yeah, I could. I'm not saying, oh, well, I could obviously have 10,000 subscribers. That isn't what I mean. But what I mean is I could make that type of content if I wanted to, if I put the effort in, if I chose to do it. I just don't put the effort in. And so I'm stuck in a kind of a comparison stupidity loop is effectively where I am, because I could make that type of content, but I don't. Like, I don't. And that's choice, you know. I'm not making that type of content. And then also going, yeah, but my channel could never be like that. And it's like, but it could be like that. You're being an idiot. You're not putting the effort in. You're comparing yourself to somebody else who is not you. You are seeing their edited highlights rather than everything. You know, it's that thing of kind of like, you see a lot of channels and it's like these people who have incredibly beautiful homes and what appear to be very glamorous lives and endless budgets for God only knows what, and it's kind of like, well, I could never do that. And it's like, but it doesn't matter, because that's not your life. So if you're making this stuff, it should be you, it shouldn't be them. So on the face of it, I know the logic, you know, I know all of that, but I keep kind of coming back around to just feeling kind of inadequate comparatively, and that's not great, and it doesn't make you want to film. I'm going to use this shade here, which is Gingerbread Latte. I think another thing that kind of comes up, and I had this conversation probably in the comments on a video with Shaz from Blonde Tea Party, and I will leave her channel link below. She and I are similar in some ways, namely that, I mean, her channel is bigger than mine, but we're the same age. We don't have kids. And we were kind of talking about the fact that what that means is it puts you in a really weird place. Kind of, she was talking about it in terms of kind of making friends and meeting new people, and for me, I kind of see it in terms of YouTube. So we're both late 30s, and we don't have kids. So what you find on YouTube, the creators are in kind of pockets, and so they're all kind of grouped together, and it's very specific sections of creators. So you have, other than the ones that are like very specific, like gamers and reactors and musicians and all that kind of thing, in terms of the kind of beauty style lifestyle community, you have the kids, and I don't say that to be disrespectful, I just say it because they're 20 years younger than I am. So, you know, you kind of have that bracket of like maybe like 18 to 25, and they're just young and the world is a different place for them than it is for me. From like 25 to 35, probably 35, maybe a bit older, what you have is mummies, and they have these, you know, these great family vlogs and cute kids and all of that, and that's great, but that isn't necessarily relatable for me because I don't have kids. And I find a lot of that content is really all consuming for those people. So those people focus very much on their kids, and of course, you know, if you don't focus on them, they don't survive, so you kind of have to. But that's very kid focused, not relatable for me at all. And obviously I don't make that kind of content, so that rules out an age bracket generally, and I'm generalizing here, but it's how it feels, so I'm kind of talking from how I feel rather than from the point of absolutes. So that rules that bracket out. Beyond that, what you kind of have, so you kind of jump up a bracket, and you then have empty nesters, retirees, like women of I guess maybe, as I kick the camera, maybe 40 plus, 50 plus, and they have these kind of interesting, you know, these interesting kind of lives, and that are completely different to the mummies and to me, and they're great to watch, but again, not relatable. And I feel like that isn't an audience or a group that I fit in with. So what I've kind of felt is that I don't really know what I'm doing, where I fit in. And I almost said then who I'm making videos for, but the reality is I should be making them for myself, and if other people watch, then great, you know. But that's easier said than done, because otherwise you're just kind of, if you don't have some sort of audience, I feel like you're just screaming into the void a little bit, and that's I don't know, I like this part. Like, I like the actual filming part. I like talking to the camera. I like talking. But there is something slightly disheartening to think that, you know, no one's watching. And you know, people watch, which is great. Some people who I have known a long time have kind of disappeared, which is interesting. Just people who had always commented just aren't around anymore, and I don't know whether that's because they just don't do the YouTube thing anymore, whether they're not interested in content anymore. I don't know. So there are names that I used to see regularly that I don't. There are friends of mine who used to comment regularly and now don't, which is kind of, I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. But that's a thing. So it's just all been kind of a thing in my brain where I've been trying to figure out what I should be doing, and I've kind of thought about doing a bit of a name change from Galore to something else, just because I feel that Galore makes things sound very beauty focused, and I suppose the majority of what I talk about on here is beauty focused, but it's not everything that I do, and obviously, again, comparatively, what am I doing that somebody else isn't? I'm kind of, you know, I'm just sitting here talking to the camera, and I don't have the latest of everything. I'm not reviewing the latest of everything, and I don't have tremendous amounts of skill or technique, and so it's just kind of, I don't know whether that makes you relatable or not relatable. I don't know. I'm going to go in with this kind of goldy, browny, greeny shade here called Spice of Life, with my finger, for that matter. So yeah, so I don't know. So I felt kind of weird about the whole biz, and so I just haven't really been focused on it. And this is what happens every year. This happens. So I do the thing where I say, oh, I'm going to make more videos, and then I don't, because I start off with great intentions, and then I do the comparison thing, and then I just kind of go, oh well, what am I doing? And I kind of kid myself with the branding thing as well, where I say like, oh well, you know, if I updated the channel to branding that I loved, like to a channel name that I loved, and blah blah blah, I'd feel better about it, and I'd be more inclined to, you know, to make videos and to do stuff. And it's like, that probably isn't really true. That's just me looking for an excuse. And so I was talking to Dustin. I'm name dropping all of the YouTubers, but I was talking to Dustin, who I talk to regularly anyway, about this, just about how kind of I'm quite bad in a way. Something I'm quite bad at is balance. So I've been having a meh time lately, just generally, like, you know, globally is the wrong word, but you know, my life in general, it's been meh. There's stuff going on that I'm not super happy with, and I feel like situations that I'm in that I'm not super thrilled about, or situations that I have been in, should I say, that I'm not super thrilled about, and I am just not the happiest bunny in the whole world. And what happens is, he described it in a really, really smart way, which is that basically what you should have is you should have kind of multiple, viewing the different areas of your life as wheels. And so that if the tyre, like if you think about it as a car and there's different wheels on the car, and if the tyre on one of those wheels flattens, you have the other three to kind of prop you up, but also, you know, you can throw a spare on for a bit and it'll be okay while you figure it out. And I've just kind of done this thing where it's like, I feel a bit like I don't even have tyres on some of the wheels, and it's because the second I'm kind of unhappy about something, I don't know, I hibernate, really, is what happens. I go and I just hide. I don't then transfer my energy into other things. I just go and I hide in the corner, and that doesn't help anyone. Another thing that doesn't help anybody is this stuff. because I drink too much of that. But yeah, so that's basically what happens. I just kind of go, well, oh, well, I'm unhappy, and so I'm just going to go and be unhappy in a corner, rather than going, okay, well, area A is making me unhappy, but I could focus on areas like B through D to kind of just, you know, buoy things up a bit. I don't do that, and I need to, especially while I'm kind of navigating some of the stuff that makes me really unhappy. And so that's a thing, and that hasn't helped. It's kind of made me, I think what happens is I feel, with the YouTube stuff in particular, I feel like I'm not doing a very good job. I feel like, I don't know, like it's just, like I'm just doing a really meh job of it. Like that the content isn't that interesting, that, you know, I don't have this incredible, stunning, beautiful house or whatever. I'm not vlogging because I don't really do a whole lot other than go to work. So I'm just, I don't know, I'm feeling a bit less than, and I know that that isn't and shouldn't be the case, but I am, and so it's making me struggle to film. I'm going to do foundation next. This is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24 Hour, which is one of my all-time favourite foundations. It is such a good one, and I love it. And I need a mirror. So that's kind of where I've been and why I haven't been filming, and just doing that thing where it's not really a pity party, because I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm just also not feeling, you know, super duper sparkly either. And you know, my friends are fantastic. You know, there's a bunch of people that I've been bleating to about a bunch of this stuff, and just trying to get my head around everything and figure out what I'm doing and why and where and how and all of that. And you know, I'm so fortunate to have such incredible supportive people who put up with my shit. That's something that I'm just so incredibly thankful for, because God knows what I'd do if I didn't have that. It's yeah, it'd suck if I didn't have people who were just like, yeah, no, understand, try this, or, you know, just listen to me bitch for hours and hours and hours. So I'm just sort of trying to muddle through and just figure it out. And I guess that's really all anybody can do, is just try and figure it out, ultimately. Where I am now is, what I've realised is, we've just hit that point. I think it's today. It may not be. If it isn't today, I'll put a comment up. Hula like bronzer. We're at the point where there's like 100 days of the year left, and so A, where has 2019 gone? Because that kind of burned past really quickly. But B, I feel like it's kind of that good. It's a good point at which to go, okay, shit, this is where the year is, you know, this is where we are in the year, and now I need to actually do something to, you know, to feel like I've achieved something by the end of the year. Highlighter, this is Laura Geller Baked Highlighter in French Vanilla, which is super old school, super duper old school. Back from the days when highlighter didn't need to be like visible from space. Remember that? Remember that? From the days when highlighter didn't need to be visible from space and everybody hadn't been cancelled. Those things. I'm going to go in with NARS Exposed Blush. Also from the days when highlighter didn't need to be visible from space and everybody hadn't been cancelled. So what was I saying? 100 days left. So I'm going to try and set some goals for the kind of remaining 100 days, and they're going to be everything from stop wasting money buying lunch every day, because I do that and that's sort of driving me crazy, to make more videos, to read more. So I may do a follow-up video on it, although by that point it won't be 100 days, but you know, it'll be 90 days or something. I don't know. I'm toying with that idea. If you'd be interested in that, let me know and I'll look at making a video on it. But nonetheless, that's where we are. We're at this point, there's 100 days left. And so I guess what that means is I kind of need to try and, you know, make something of it. I'm just going to go and do top waterline liner, and I'm not going to do that on camera because nobody looks good doing that. I'm going to go in with, I keep saying go in like I'm a beauty YouTuber. The next thing I'm going to put on my face, that's better, that's more accurate and less posy, is that same kind of greeny brassy shade I put on my lids. I'm just going to put along the lower waterline, or lower lash line I should say, without dabbing myself in the eye, which I did the second I said it. Okay, good. So that's what we're going to do. I love these colours, like green eyeshadows are just, like goldy kind of green colours are my absolute favourite. And I'm just, Urban Decay have just come out with that Naked Honey palette, which is really pretty, but what I'm saying is, where is my Naked Forest palette? That's what I want. I want a Naked Forest palette. I want all greens. Like, you could even call it Naked Rainforest if you wanted to. Throw a couple of yellows in there maybe. But give me something. And I have the, I forget what that was called. The Melt, was it Smoke Sessions? That green palette, and that's beautiful. But yeah, a green palette, it's what we need. It's what we want. It's what the people want, god damn it. So that's that. So yeah, so I've been rambling a lot and I've sort of lost track a little bit of what I was saying. It is getting to be, well, it is already for me, because as far as I'm concerned, I know everybody's excited about autumn. For me it's just pre-Christmas, so we're now into pre-Christmas. Mascara is the NARS Climax, which is my current favourite, which is bloody fantastic, frankly. And yeah, I'm liking the Laura Mercier Caviar, but there's something about this one, it's a good bristly brush, it's a good formula, it doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, it does the thing. So I am super happy with it. If it's something that you want to try and you don't want to spend the money on a full size, if you check out the Feel Unique sample pick and mix program, where you pay, it's $3.95 a month. Well, it's $3.95 and you can do it once a month. So it's $3.95 and you get to pick 5 samples, and they very often have this as one of the samples. And that's a great way to try it if you don't want to spend whatever it costs, £23 or whatever. But it's a fabulous mascara and it makes me very happy. I am currently, a friend of mine is a beauty therapist, and she's learning how to do eyelash extensions very soon, and so I'm contemplating that that's maybe something I'll do, but I'm not really sure. They might be a little bit high maintenance for me because I'm someone who really likes just an oil cleanser all over my face, and I know you can't really do that when you have lashes because it's not good for the glue, but you can kind of see if I'm close enough there. Those are good lashes. So the other thing I'm going to ask about, so saying pre-Christmas means we're also pre-Vlogmas. And so at any day now, any point now whatsoever, people are going to be starting to talk about Vlogmas. Nobody does Vlogtober anymore. I remember the days when My Housewife Life, when Jen Ross did a Vlogtober. I loved those videos. But we don't see a lot of Vlogtober anymore. So we're gearing up towards Vlogmas, so I'm super excited for that. And I have actually been watching previous years' Vlogmas, Vlogmy, I don't know, I've been watching those. And I love it, so I'm super excited that they will be here soon. So my question of this video, who are you watching these days? Obviously you're watching this video of me. So if you're a person who watches multiple kinds of content, what are you watching? Who are you watching? Leave me a comment and let me know, because I'm kind of looking for new channels, kind of looking to expand my subscription feed a little bit. I tend to watch, just to give you an idea of what I watch. So I watch some gaming videos, which I realise if you're watching this, you probably don't watch. I could be wrong, and I'm not, you know, not pigeonholing by any means, but, you know, maybe. So I watch gaming videos. I watch predominantly Achievement Hunter, Let's Play, who are the same people on the same channel, Game Riot, who is an English gamer, and Zach Scott Games are the ones that I tend to watch. Oh, and then a bunch of people on Twitch as well. Game Attack, Alfredo Plays, who's an Achievement Hunter person, that kind of thing. Meg Turney. A bunch of them. Then for beauty, I watch Brianna Fox, who just seems normal. Geek Out of Water, whose name I forget. Shelley. She's great. I love her videos. And then kind of lifestyle-y, I'm watching Christina Brawley, who I've watched for years and years and years and years. And she's great. Christopher Allen, who I've also watched for a couple of years now, who doesn't upload that much. But I love his videos, and he has, you know, beautiful home, adoring husband, cute dog, all of that. And he just kind of, he is one of those good human beings in a way that I'm not sure that I necessarily am. So I watch him. I watch Grace Denny, who is a new one for me in the last few months. She is Irish and she is adorable. She's the sweetest thing. I love her. And then I watch a bunch of food stuff, like Binging with Babish is incredible if you like food. He's great. Epicurious, the Epicurious YouTube channel, has really cool different little videos on it. Like there's one series that they have which is like one dish, 4 levels, and so what they have is they'll pick a dish to make, like steak or pancakes or burgers or something, and then they'll basically have like a super basic cook, like a home chef, I guess you would say, like a more advanced home cook, a professional and a food scientist all look at the dish. So basically the cook, the home chef and the professional chef all make it, and then the food scientist like kind of looks at each different technique that they've all used and explains how that benefits or whatever. It's a great little video thing. Also, the Bon Appetit YouTube channel has great videos on it, especially there's a woman called Claire Saffitz, and she is a pastry chef, and she has a series on there where she makes gourmet versions of basically junk food. So think like Twinkies and Pop-Tarts and Reese's peanut butter cups and all of this stuff. She makes like homemade gourmet versions, and those are great videos, so I will leave that link below as well. So that's the kind of stuff I'm watching lately. Just kind of general. It's a bit random and it's less beauty than it used to be, just because the beauty community and community is such a funny term for it because that's bullshit, isn't it? But that kind of beauty environment, that space, it's so kind of drama filled and hate filled, and you know, somebody is always being cancelled, or there's an argument somewhere, or there's gossip somewhere, and it's just like, oh, fuck off, I'm too old for this, is really what that comes down to for me. Like, I am too old for high school stuff. Like, just be nice. Like, I'm gonna bleep something out. I don't often bleep swearing out, but I'm gonna drop a C-bomb, and so I'm gonna bleep it, or I'm gonna find a way to make it not be the word in the video. But basically, I operate my life, like my rule. I don't have like a 10 commandments. There is one commandment of Beth, okay? One. Don't be a That's it. Live your whole life by that and you are rocking. But just people are just dreadful. And it's sort of, it's leaking into this. Oh, I should tell you what I'm using, shouldn't I? Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in shade 2. I don't know, like, the world is a shitty enough place without YouTube being shitty as well, and it kind of is. And I feel like, in particular, the beauty community just seems to somehow magnify that, and I don't know if it's because whether there's like super duper vanity there, and it's people who are kind of self-obsessed. And again, I'm generalising, so I'm not saying that everybody who makes beauty videos is self-obsessed, or, you know, caught up in drama or cancelled or any of that stuff. I'm just saying that it feels like that. It feels like it just feels like it's hard work, and I don't want my media to be hard work. It's sort of the reason that I don't watch, it's sort of the reason that I don't watch like real TV, because I don't want to feel like I'm struggling. Like, I don't want to deal with masses of stress and angst and all of that kind of stuff in my media, you know? And that's, I feel like that's there, this kind of catty, bitchy, gossipy high school thing. So if you have recommendations for channels that would get me away from that, that would be great. I would be grateful. So yes, that's brows. They're a little heavier than I might like, but we're done with brows. So as I said, we're in pre-Christmas now, and so we're now heading towards the time of year at which I'm the most excited, because it's Christmas and I love Christmas. I'm going to use this lip thingy, which was from a Too Faced kit from last year. I was looking for the Too Faced Gingerbread Man liquid lip, which I could have sworn that I had, but I guess I don't. So I might rebuy it as it's coming out again. But this is they had a little kit of like 4 of these last year. This is the Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick, and this is in the shade Pumpkin Spice, which is a, you know, autumny kind of colour. So yeah, so Christmas is coming up. I have already bought, I think it's been 3 boxes of mince pies, because I'm excited. So I've had that, and I've bought a few Christmas magazines and some ornaments, and I have a bag of stuff kind of by my feet right now for a Christmas decor haul, which I will be filming imminently. Probably not today, but soon, and uploading, because I don't think there's anything wrong, personally don't think there's anything wrong with doing the Christmas stuff kind of early. Purely because whether you watch something or don't watch something is optional. It's not compulsory. And so I've seen a lot of people do the whole, oh, it's too early. And it's like, well, you know, I don't care. That's really what it comes down to for me. I don't care. You don't have to watch. And if you think it's too early, you have choices. You could save the video for later. Or you could not watch it. You know, there's choices. I don't know why anybody would feel compelled to like shit on someone else's joy. That's what I don't understand. So I will have Christmas stuff coming soon. We are, what is it today? 22nd, Sunday 22nd of September today. And so Christmas content. That is not where my part is. And I'm still doing it wrong. What the hell? Because I'm looking in the viewfinder, not in the mirror. Let's look in the mirror, shall we? Having it up like that has just kind of trashed it. So, but yeah, I will have Christmas content coming very, very soon, because I'm very excited about it. And I think it's nice to be able to kind of, I'll kick the camera. I think it's nice to be able to budget and to buy some stuff early, so you're not like hit in December or November and December really with huge bills for stuff, and some stuff will sell out as well. It's like I've been stalking advent calendars now for a month, 2 months. So yeah, I don't know. It makes me happy. I'm going to share some of that stuff sooner than some other channels might. If you don't like it, it's completely fine. You don't have to watch. It's really simple. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. The face is done. I quite like it. I quite like these kind of autumny looks. And this is the first full face I've worn in absolutely ages, because I just haven't been wearing makeup, because that's another thing that goes when I'm not feeling fantastic, is my self-care is crap. I'm so bad. I just sleep, which I think is probably depression more than just meh. But yeah, I don't do a full face like this nearly ever when I'm not feeling like fully sparkly. So nonetheless, it's done. I hope it was interesting kind of watching and having a chat and having a catch up. If this is the type of content that you'd like to see from me, please let me know and I will try and do more. And like chime in if you have thoughts or questions or anything on any of the stuff I've discussed. Please leave me a comment, let me know. Also let me know who you're watching, because I'm super keen to know who it is that you're watching, because like I said, I want more channels. And that's all for now. I will be back at some point soon with another video. It might be a Christmas one, who knows? They're coming, I promise you they're coming. So yeah, I'm gonna go. It is a little bit after 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna go and find some coffee, I think, and then just kind of get on with the rest of my Sunday. So I hope you are having a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.